What is up everybody? In this video we are talking about these. All the different cameras that I use to film on this running YouTube channel. What is up everyone and welcome back to the channel. How are we all doing people? Let me know in the comments. And this video is driven by you. Now if you remember back a little ways before we did Snowden and all that sort of stuff, one of the bits of feedback from you guys was you wanted to know about the sort of cameras that I use to film on the channel. So this video is all about that. Now I'm going to put down in the description a link to all the cameras I'm talking about. Now they are affiliate links and it will send you to Amazon, and we earn probably about 1 penny or 1 cent wherever you are. But if you want to find out any more information on the cameras, the selfie sticks and all that sort of stuff, I'm going to stick it down in the description. There's also a link to the Insta360 site as well, which is also an affiliate link. But I want to be totally transparent to you so you know what those links are. But anyway, if you want any more information on the cameras I'm going to talk about today, it's all going to be down in the description. Right, so with that out of the way, let's start about where I use the cameras, why I use the cameras and all that kind of stuff. So let's get stuck in. Okay, right, so my camera collection has developed over the years as we've been doing 40 runs. The sort of basis of 40 runs was actually shooting on an old second-hand GoPro that I had many moons ago, many years ago, that I've since traded in. Over the course of the years, I've been upgrading. I've been lucky enough to be sent some cameras, for example, the stuff by Insta360. By the way, they don't know I'm making this video. But yeah, but also I've purchased a lot of the cameras second-hand over the years as well, to try and increase the quality, I would say, of the channel and what we're doing and the filming and things like that, because I think it makes a difference, especially when I'm out running and that kind of thing. So yeah, I've tried to upgrade what we're doing along the way. So today we're going to talk about a little bit about the different cameras, where I use them and that kind of stuff. Hopefully it's interesting, hopefully it's useful for you. Be interested to know your feedback in the comments. Okay, so the first camera we're going to talk about is one that I can't show you because I'm actually filming on it, and this is a Nikon D3300, and this is the camera I shoot. It's a DSLR, which I shoot all the sort of studio videos on. This is a second-hand purchase. I think I picked it up for about 150 quid a couple of years ago. I shoot these videos in 1080. I am looking for a 4K camera, but they're so expensive. Like a Canon M50, for example, would be perfect, but they're so expensive. So at the moment, I'm shooting on the Nikon D3300. I don't think you can get it anymore. We do play around with the settings, and I'll put them up. I'll put a picture up exactly the settings that I shoot this video on, because one of the reasons why I got this camera is because I wanted to create a bit of depth and feel. And I added that to the to the way I was filming. Obviously, some of the videos we do are a little bit different, but when we're doing these sort of talking head review videos, this is the camera I'm using. Okay, next up is the other sort of bridge camera I use, which is this one. It's a Lumix. Yes, here you can see Lumix got the Rode mic on the top. Maybe we'll talk a little bit quickly about mics and stuff like that. But it's mirrorless. We've got the screen on the side so I can look what I'm talking about. Now, I use this one purely for vlogging, nothing else. B-roll's not particularly great. It's a cheap camera. I picked it up for about £90 on eBay. I use this, for example, I'll put some stuff up, and I'll put stuff up, B-roll and different sort of how I use the camera as I'm talking about this sort of stuff. But yeah, I use this one really for vlogging, so face-to-face camera. It's not the best quality, and what will happen is when I do eventually go upgrade the Nikon that I'm talking to you on now, to a 4K, that Nikon will become this camera. So this is a bit of a go-between at the moment. It's 1080. It's not brilliant. The sound quality is okay, hence the Rode mic, which is plugged into the side. But yeah, it does the job. Usually it's on a stand. But yeah, it's all right. It's not the best camera in the world, but it does what I need for now. So next up is probably the GoPro Hero 8. Now I've got a 7 as well of these, but I didn't want to bore you with all the different GoPros. Now I use this one for mainly face-to-face, so talking. So if I'm, I don't know, going to a race or event, if I'm walking along and I'm talking, it's usually on this one, or it might be on the other GoPro, but I'll come on to that in a minute. Now I usually shoot those now in 4K. I was shooting in 2.7, but I'm now trying to move on to 4K. The reason I've gone up is mainly quality, but the problem I was using with 4K was it was just eating my memory cards, but I'm trying to do as much in 4K as I can. Sound quality is all right on this. It's not brilliant. There's loads of glitches on this camera. I remember I was doing one marathon, I can't remember which one it was, but the battery just kicked out and just stopped, the whole camera stopped working. So they're very glitchy GoPros. I'm not a huge fan of them. They are very, very glitchy, but for what I want to use it for is like, you know, talking head to head. This is great. I've got a little stand on it, which I can put down like that. So if I'm filming like a little bit of B-roll or something like that, but I can carry it like that. It's pretty cool, this little thing. Again, I picked this off of Amazon, and they will be linked up in the description below. But it does a job, it's waterproof and that kind of stuff. So yeah, the GoPro Hero 8 is still used in my sort of camera collection, although it is very glitchy. Next up is the latest purchase, which is the GoPro Hero 10. I've done a review on this. This camera is currently on a selfie stick, which extends out. Again, this is just an Amazon purchase, nothing special, people. Link it up. At the bottom, I've got a stand, which I use to put the camera on. Actually, I'll take that off because it makes a right old racket, as you can hear. I use this camera, again, talking head to head. So if I'm, you know, running up the mountain, I'll be talking to it. I also use this now. The reason I got this is because I can do 4K and the frames per minute's increased, so I can really slow the footage down, which I really like to do. Again, I'll just put some of that up. The problem with this camera is its battery life is terrible. I've got 2 batteries for this camera. It is useless in terms of battery life, the GoPro Hero 10. You do need to do a few updates on it to get the best out of it, but it's rubbish in terms of battery life. It really is a horrendous camera for that. So I wouldn't necessarily, I think you need to look at your settings to get the best out of it, because if I switch this down to 4K but on 30 frames per minute, I get a much better battery life, as you'd expect. So there is something there to think about. It is a good camera, it is waterproof. I love the footage I get on it when I slow it down, and in particularly when I'm talking head to head. But as I say, the battery life is a bit annoying on it. But you know, it is what it is, and it's a staple part of my sort of camera collection. Next up, my phone. Phones are great, people, for filming. My battery ran out in London Marathon this year, and if you look, some of the footage at the end is actually filmed on my phone. 4K video on here, thank you very much. A phone is a very useful tool for any YouTube channel, I think, in terms of capturing, you know, shorts, but in capturing certain bits of footage, maybe your camera runs out and stuff like that. So don't underestimate the power of the iPhone. Right, next up, we've got the Insta360 Go 2. Now, this has just been updated by Insta. They've come out with a higher storage version of the one I've got here. There's no memory card or anything like that. And this camera, this is a great bit of kit for, let me take it out. Oh, if I can get it out. It's so magnetised, it's ridiculous. But look, it goes like that. That's how small it is. It's pretty cool, isn't it? If you look at the Snowdon video I did recently, you'll see that I had this camera attached to my rucksack and the footage I put up. Great bit of kit, easy to use. This is not the best in the world. Vlogging wise, it's all right. Again, I'll put some stuff up in terms of where I've been using it for vlogging, and sound quality is good, but it's waterproof, not in this case, but it is waterproof. So like when I did the bit down the water chute, I took this with me. It's in my hand. It's so easy to use. This is a really cool bit of kit for us YouTubers, or especially running YouTubers. Great bit of kit. It is, I wouldn't say the be all and end all. You can't, I don't think you could, well, maybe you could, you couldn't do all your footage on this. I think firstly, maybe the new version, but the capacity, if I could speak, is not particularly great on it, but it's great for those sort of different shots, different ways of capturing different things. So like I say, Snowdon's a great example of that. So yeah, this is a cool bit of kit that I got sent by Insta360, and I'm loving using it at the moment. It's a great bit of kit to use. It's just fun. And the mainstay of our footage, I would say, apart from some of the other stuff that we do, which I won't go into today, but is the Insta360 camera. Now, this is the version 2. This is waterproof. You'll see that we use this camera a lot. It does take quite a lot of editing to get the best shots out of it. You know, you can do that on your phone. I do it on my Mac, but this is a great bit of kit. Really is. I love the experiences you can get with this camera, and particularly the selfie stick that disappears. It's super cool. We get a lot of good footage with this camera. You'll see Toby carrying this a lot, actually, because we use this on a lot of the shoots that we do. It's not cheap. It is a great bit of kit, though. It's worth the money. But you do have to have, I would say, some mad editing skills to get the best out of it. Even now, I'm not getting the best out of it. The downside of it, I would say the battery life's great on it, by the way. The downside on it is that the lenses need protecting the whole time, because you can't like put it down because they'll get scratched. And sometimes you'll think like you're filming out of here. Like Royal Parks was a classic example. I gave the camera to Hayden, who's awesome, big shout out to Hayden, and he held it like that, didn't realise, and then there's a smudge on the camera and I didn't realise, and then so the footage at the end is a little bit blurred. You've got to be mindful of the fact that you've got two lenses and you've got to keep them clean, because they are a nightmare to keep clean. But apart from that, that's the only downside to this camera. It is a super bit of kit, and it's probably the best camera I bought really for the channel. I really, really love this. So in terms of mics, we've got the Rode mics here that are wireless. There's new versions of these out. You can get them yourselves. Again, I'll link it down below. We've got the one that plugs into the different cameras. Now I've got different adapters for this, as you can see here. This will go into the GoPros and it goes into DSLRs. I can also use the Rode mics on these cameras as well. Selfie sticks I spoke about, all on Amazon. There's nothing special here. What else in terms of camera equipment? I think that's probably about it. In terms of lighting, check out the video I did about the studio that I set up. The lighting's all on that video. In terms of stuff I want to improve, I mentioned the 4K camera. I will look, because I'm sure Insta will do a new version of this next year, and I'll probably try and grab that. Again, always looking to improve it, because the important part, I think, for a running YouTube channel is the stabilisation. You know, when we're doing running events and even running, doing the shoe reviews and stuff like that when we're out and about, you really need hardcore stabilisation. And so if I can keep getting new cameras like the GoPro Hero 10 or like the Insta, where the stabilisation is really good, then I'll make that investment for the channel. I did have a gimbal. We got rid of the gimbal. Well, we haven't got rid of it, it's downstairs, but we've got a gimbal that I don't use. I use them if I'm filming one of the virtual runs. And what's the other thing? Oh, the drone. Toby's got a drone. I'm hoping to get that out over Christmas. Actually, it'd be great if we can get that out and get some footage. But there's so many laws and things like that we have to be careful of in terms of the drone. Right, I think that's it, people. Let me know in the comments, was that useful? If I could give you one bit of advice in terms of if you wanted to get a camera to start a YouTube channel, personally, I would start filming on your phone. The Insta360 Go 2 is awesome. It's so easy to use. You can literally vlog like that. It's not going to give you the best quality in the world, but it is brilliant. It's just an amazing bit of kit. The Insta360 takes a lot of work in terms of the editing. The GoPros are a little bit of a letdown. They're very glitchy. So, you know, I would say go with your phone, and then maybe if you wanted to really start getting into it, then maybe have a look at something like the Go 2, although the storage is limited, and then maybe look at something like the 360s. The Insta cameras are amazing. There are some other cameras out there from like DJI and stuff like that. I had the little DJI Pocket that's downstairs. Don't really find myself using that much at the moment, because I've got all these other cameras that I use. But yeah, I think that's about it, people. So let me know in the comments, was it useful or not? I'll catch you in another video.